Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about how to get internships as a high school student. This is kind of a big deal if you want to get into top colleges because internships are sort of your best bet at developing skills and real work life experience at a really young age. When other people might be just enjoying their summer and kind of having tons of fun, you're developing really, really valuable skills that'll kind of get you ahead in your career and will help you develop some soft skills as well as hard skills and kind of get letters of recommendation and have tons of stories to be able to write about in your application essays as well talk about in your interviews. And so today I want to kind of do a quick training on different places you can go to get internships as a high school student, how I got internships as a high school student like 7 years ago, and things you can do to maximize your chances at getting these internships. So the number one tip that I have is ask your counselor. If you have a counselor at your school, chances are that other people in your high school have done internships before, and you can ask, your counselor. Teachers, if you're really close to them, you can ask them if they know any opportunities. But counselors, a lot of times there might be like a career office or something like that at your school where they can recommend internships or opportunities or guidance on where to look and how to find opportunities, because it is probably likely that somebody from your high school has done an internship at some company or some hospital or some place where they worked for free and gained a lot of skills, and they told their counselor, and the counselor can actually tell you where to look or maybe who to email or something like that. And oftentimes this is a quick ask. You just shoot an email, you go in person, ask them for 5 minutes and or like 2 minutes, and ask them like, I'm really interested in finding a summer internship as a 16-year-old or 17-year-old, and I really want to develop the skills that I have right now. Do you know any place that I can look? And just be as polite as possible, and hopefully they'll tell you someplace, or maybe if they don't know, they'll give you some tips on where to look. But that's always a good first bet. The second thing, and this is kind of the way that you're probably going to get the highest likelihood of getting some result, is searching online. And when I say search online, try to go to the Google job board and see if there are kind of any internship opportunities for businesses that kind of want to hire people. Try to find something that speaks to what you're interested in, because if you're trying to be pre-med in college and you're doing an internship in at a software company, it doesn't add as much to your application as an internship in a research lab, where you're kind of, doing a lot of basic science research that you might be doing as a pre-med in college. And so try to find something that speaks to your interest that you might want to continue to do in college. But if you're kind of undecided or you're deciding between two things, that's another reason why internships are so valuable, is you can kind of figure out, is this what I would want the rest of my life to look like? I know tons of people who kind of do clinical volunteering at a hospital over the summer, and they decide like, wow, I really didn't like that. That's not what I want to do. And so that kind of informs that they don't want to be a pre-med anymore. They might want to go into business or finance or tech, and vice versa. I know tons of people who kind of have this really exciting view of software engineering, and then they go and do an internship and they realize like, actually it's a 9 to 5 desk job, and so you're working a lot on a table, and so it might not be as exciting as what you envision, especially when you kind of go in there and live the day-to-day life. And vice versa. I know tons of people who are really, really excited by their internship and who got a lot of energy from it. But searching online is always a good bet. Search online. Try to find, if you live in Seattle, search high school opportunities in Seattle, or internships for high school students in Seattle or something like that. Internships in Seattle, things like that. If most likely you're not going to meet their minimum age threshold or things like that, but searching online is a great opportunity. If your family is kind of okay with you traveling, then I'd also recommend going to pre-established internships for high school students. There's tons of them online, and I have a whole video where I kind of break down which internships you can apply to as a high school student and which ones are prestigious, which ones are not so much, and things like that. And see if you can apply to some of those internships and see what you'd be learning, if you have to pay money for them or if you're going to be paid, if you can do research projects, if you can develop your own project. But searching online is kind of a broad general tip to find a lot of these opportunities. And again, one of the tips is kind of look at the channel that I have and see that video that I have about internships that you can apply for online. Okay, at my high school, we had these career fairs where employers would come and kind of offer 2 3 months of internship opportunities over the summer, and high school students could kind of attend and talk to the representative from the company who is coming to the career fair and kind of connect with those companies. My recommendation for this is that you're printing out a resume or printing out, your CV, something like that, and kind of hand it out, print out 30, 40 copies and just hand it out to all the people. Try to have a conversation, try to name drop yourself, try to tell them like you're really interested in their company, you're really interested in getting an internship, you're really interested in working for free and gaining a lot of skills, and that you work really hard. And people, you'll kind of stand out like that because a lot of the high school students um, won't be as outgoing as you will be at these local career fairs. And so try to find career fairs. It could be at your high school, it could be kind of local. If it's local and not at your high school, it's probably going to be for older people. But even then, dress up, go there, try to talk to people, try to find if they'd be open to a high school student doing some work for them. And the best thing about being a high school student is you are a high school student. People want to help you. People love mentoring. People love giving advice and kind of helping you progress your career. And so if you tell them, I'm a really, really interested high school student, I'm really driven, motivated, I want an internship this summer. Is there something that I can do? I'll work for free and I'll try to gain as much skills as possible and provide as much value to you as possible. People want to help you. And if you can do that, I think you'll have a great chance at sort of getting an internship. So attend a career fair, search up career fairs near you, and I'm sure you'll find something and attend it, dress up, and print out your resume, and you'll be solid. Okay, the next thing is contact local businesses and organizations. So I did a research internship at Georgetown University, and it was 8 9 weeks long, and it was really intense. I got to do a lot of hands-on research, tons of basic science research. I submitted that research to tons of national competitions and was recognized for it. But it only happened because my mentor is a really great person, great lady, and she taught me a lot. And the way that I met her was not through some established organization, not through a job board, not through any of the ways that I told you. It was actually through a cold email. I cold emailed her, as well as like 200 other research professors at Georgetown University, and kind of told them like, this is what I'm interested in, this is the projects that I've done, this is the school that I go to, these are kind of my motivations, this is why I'd like to do a research internship, and I'm willing to offer my services for free and try to learn and absorb as much as possible. And this lady replied to me and told me, yeah, sure, why don't you come in, and we can talk about it, we can figure out if you have a spot in the lab. And lo and behold, I got a spot in the lab, which was really awesome. And it was kind of an amazing experience where I got to do tons of research and learn a lot from the researchers. And it kind of helped me get into great schools based on, my willingness to cold email and find opportunities. On my channel, again, I have a video where I kind of share a template that you can use to send cold emails to local businesses, organizations, hospitals, all those things, to find internship opportunities. So I'm more than happy if you want to just steal the template and send that same template or send that same email to tons of opportunities and try to find something that fits you. But a lot of this is kind of figuring out how resourceful can you be. That's one of the most valuable skills that you can have. And so this is being resourceful, contacting them and just asking them, do you have a spot for me? That's great. Okay, let's go down. Okay, I think alumni networks are great. If you have a Facebook group of alumni from your high school, if you have a career office, if you can just reach out to people who just graduated from your high school who are college students now and ask them like, hey, I'm trying to find an internship over the summer. Tons of people sent me messages and asked me like, oh, can you tell me like which person you worked for, if I can work for them too, if they have a spot in my lab, things like that. And I was more than happy to kind of share the information that I'd learned and help people who were asking me questions. And so if you have a good relationship with anybody who's like a senior to you, go ask an alumni and ask them like, or ask somebody who's a little bit senior to you and ask them, I'm trying to find internships for the summer. Is there a way that I can work for you? Or sorry, is there something that that's available nearby? Okay. If you have family who work at a company and you'd be interested in working for them, that's a great opportunity to do an internship. If you have friends or uncles or aunts who kind of work at a company and have the opportunity to take you along and create an internship opportunity for you, that's a great opportunity. My brother, his 10th grade summer, he asked one of our neighbors who ran his own startup company if he could kind of do an internship for him and learn coding and code as many valuable products for that startup as possible. And my brother kind of self-created his own internship through that company by reaching out to the neighbor. And over the whole summer, he kind of developed a chat robot that helped the startup's website generate more sales, and it was kind of a really good learning experience for him to develop software skills. So if you have family, friends, neighbors, something like that, and they're doing something that's really interesting to you, try to ask, like, do you know if I can tag along with you on your way to work and kind of learn from what you guys are doing and offer my skills and learn some things and things like that. And I'm sure that if you ask 10 people in your friend circle or family circle, somebody will offer um, an internship for you. So that's a great way. And if you check with a local community organization, so if you check with nonprofits nearby, if you check with community centers, if you check with libraries is a great place. If they offer internship for high school students, libraries, a lot of times they offer great internships for high school students to kind of do research or learn stuff, and those organizations have great opportunities available. Same way, if you contact government agencies, a lot of government agencies offer internship programs for high school students. My state certainly does. I live near Washington, D.C., and Smithsonian museums offer tons of great opportunities for high school students. So try to figure out if there are government um, sponsored internships that are available in your state. And if there are, then that could be a really great opportunity and pretty prestigious too. Okay, and finally, there's tons of virtual internships these days. Try to see if there's opportunities to kind of help an organization, help a startup that's looking for virtual interns. My brother actually got an opportunity to be a virtual intern for a video game company as a software engineer. And that was kind of a really exciting virtual internship for him where he didn't have to travel, but he could get a lot of hands-on work where he's kind of working on developing a video game. And so yeah, I'd say that try to figure out online virtual internships, contact government agencies, can check with your community organizations, network with your friends and family, check with alumni, contact local businesses, attend career fairs, search online, and finally ask your counselor. And if you do these things, then there's no doubt that you're going to get a internship as a high school student. Hopefully you'll be getting multiple internship opportunities over the summer. You can develop your skills and build a rock solid application for colleges. I hope this was helpful. I hope this is sharing something that you didn't know before. If so, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Hope to see you in the next video, and bye everybody.